Konnichiwa. God save Ukraine. My name is Yuri Bessarab. I will be your sensei during these videos videos on kanji learning techniques plus, where I will show you how to use different techniques, apply different techniques to learn kanji. Okay. Something I need to introduce some additional concepts, about which I read in the books of Kurinsky, and he is the pioneer in those things. And without these techniques, it's like I cannot imagine someone learning any foreign language without them. So let me introduce. Let's go into it. First of all, we need to start looking at our speech apparatus, or let's say organs of speech, as a music instrument. Then it will be more clear for us how it all works, because this is a unique, very unique really music instrument. And coming back to Kurinsky, first of all, he introduced such a new thing in learning languages as focusing. I'll explain to you something. Focusing. It's some kind of a spot or a point at which all the movements of speech apparatus, especially tongue, because tongue is the moving part of the speech apparatus, they are all directed. For example, in British English, the focusing is here at this place. And that's why we sound like this: to be or not to be. That is the question, right? You understand that. So, and the children from their childhood, they acquire this focusing from adults, and it goes from generations to generations. When we change the focus, we change the whole sounding of the speech apparatus. The whole music will be different. It will be like a new music instrument. It will sound. And for example, for French, the focusing is at this place. And if we try to read the same poem of Shakespeare in French, it will be to be or not to be. This is the question. You see, it's completely different from to be or not to be, because we just moved the focusing to a different position. Or in Ukrainian, for example, it's here. And if we say with Ukrainian focusing to be or not to be, it will sound like this: to be or not to be. It's like, very unnatural. Sounds very unnatural. So this is one thing. In Japanese, focusing will be over here. It's in the middle of the nose. It's right where the bone stops or ends, and we have the meat of the nose. It's over here. I show you physically where it is. And if you put the glasses, it's like here, a little bit. Yeah, exactly like here. So sometimes people wear glasses there, like this. This is the place. And for Americans, those who speak with American pronunciation, they also have the focusing at this place. That's why for Americans, it will be easier to understand this concept, because they have already focusing from their own language, or their own accent of English. But there could be a problem, because the words can glue together if we don't do something else. And this else is the shape of the tongue. This is also, I learned it from Kurinsky, I shared with you. So there are several, several shapes of the tongue which are possible in learning languages. And there are a lot of them, I could say. So let's imagine that this red part, let's imagine that this is a tongue, okay? In English, the nominal position, or the beginning position for all the movements of tongue is here, and the focusing is here. So we say to be or not to be. Americans would say over there to be or not to be. They already, with American focusing, they could say that exactly the same place where focusing of Japanese is. But in Japanese, the form of the tongue is different. It will have the shape like this. So just imagine, from this position, when it turned up, we need to learn to tone to put our position on the tongue. If we want to speak Japanese properly, we need to put into this position. Okay, and then from this position, we need to imagine that we send, with this position, we send all the movements of our speech apparatus into this place. This position of the tongue is common for Ukrainian, for French. So for Ukrainians, it's very easy to, from the point of view of pronunciation, they need just to change the focusing, and it's easier for them to learn. But we need to know something else, and I will tell you about that later. So look, the tongue doesn't have, let's say, bones, and though sometimes it's difficult for us to to open it and to turn into this position, but we need to train. It will take time, but you will be able to do it. If not, you can invite me, I will train you, and you will do it maybe quicker, or we will try to develop some individual exercises how to do that. But there are solutions. You can do it. I believe that after I finish all of this, you will be able to do it. Kurinsky introduced one more little thing, which is also important for us, which is called a decoy. Decoy is like a phrase or a word which we use just to retune from our own language. In my case, it's from Ukrainian or English or French. Yeah, let's say I will stop on this. And retune to a foreign language. In this case, retune ourselves to Japanese. For example, look at what we are doing. With this English position of the tongue, we turn it like this, okay? And we use a decoy, arigato. And we imagine when we use this word, which is very popular in Japan, you will hear it everywhere. So you will say arigato, and you will say with this focusing, but with this tongue. Not with this, but with this. Okay? And now for say that arigato correctly in Japanese way, we will go through all this system, which is, let's say, through all the sounds in Japanese from the point of view of autodidactics. Okay, this is where I start my part, where my copyright, you can put my copyright if you use it anywhere, but so use my name, mention my name, because now I will show to you what I developed from using the books of Valery Kurinsky on autodidactics, psychological autodidactics. So this is the sound system, phonetic system, you can call it sound system, but we'll call it also movements, system of movements in Japanese language. We need to know it before even we start learning kanji. Otherwise, it's like learning to dance, learning ballet dancing without knowing how to put legs, how to put everything. Completely. So this part usually is absent in all the books, and I don't know how one can learn without it. So now you will know. We start with vowels. In Japanese, there is no e sound. Like in pit, sit, there is no such a sound. And also, but we have e. E in Japanese is not like in English. E in general, it's very difficult. It's better not to even to compare. But we have, look, a, e. First of all, what we do, the first thing what we do, we need to put our tongue into this position. We need to say the decoy, in this case, arigato, trying to visualize, imagine, and feel that we send all the movements in to this point of focusing. And the tongue is quite relaxed, always. If you read the tongue is tensed somewhere, throw out that book or don't read that explanation. The tongue is always relaxed. So, ありがとう、あ、い、う、え、お. What's so difficult? Again, あ、い、う、え、お. You can repeat, you can make a pause, you can repeat after me. あ、い、う、え、お. These are vowels. That's easy. Next one. This is sounds with these vowels, but with k before them. K. This is the way we produce k, and you can make like a screenshot now. So we start all the movements in Japanese, tongue movements or movements of the speech apparatus from this position, nominal position. For ka, the back of the tongue goes to this place. It's a soft palate, it's a movable thing, then it's a bone. But soft back of the soft palate, it's movable. So, and our tongue just touches with the back of it. And we say k, and then we add ka. It will be ka. So we touch and then we give a and move back the tongue to its position, relaxed position, and then it will be and give voice. It will be ka. Here it will be ki, the same thing, ki. Then ku, ke, ko. So it's the movement is very similar, like in English when we say ki or something. The movement itself. But the sound will, because of different focusing and different position of the tongue, the sound will be a little bit different. So we are done with this. Okay? Next, and also we need to understand such a thing that movements, we divide all the movements into 3 stages. Preparatory stage, when we don't do relaxed position, then execution of the movement, and then again relaxed position. And when we use that for words, then relaxed position, the ending position or relaxation position in the end can turn into preparation to the next sound, vowel. So we are done with this. It's easy. Then next column of sounds. And usually in Japanese they use, let's say, consonant and vowel, and they go almost always together. So in this case it will be S, right? And so we put S here plus A, it will be and sa. But to make sa, we need to do this. From this position we approach with the front part of the tongue, we approach our teeth, and we have this focusing, okay? And we say sa, sa. So we approach it, we don't touch it, we just give a and a. So we give, and it will be sa, sa, sa. Then it will be yeah. Then we will skip this. It will be su. Then the same se, so. Okay. So these are, we have already 4 sounds. This one is a little bit different. It will be si, si. From this position, the movement is the same. We will we move, but a little bit up. Si, si. Not to the teeth, but a little bit above the teeth. So we move the tongue over that position. Give a little room for air. Give air and sound e, and we will have si, si, si. Next, so we know this column. Next one, t. T is not like t. It will be t, t, because of this position of the tongue. So, of the tongue. We put the tongue into this keep the tongue in this normal position for t, then t. Then we touch with the front part. We touch the area above here, above the teeth, and it will be like very much directed over there, the movement. So we touch over here with the tongue, we touch here, and then we let the air go, and it will be two. Okay, so from this position, second position, this second stage, and then two, ta, two, te, to. But instead of two, we have two. To say there are two, let's say, strange sounds for this column with t. This one, which is t. To say t, it's a brother of c. So, but with c we don't touch the hard palate, and with t we touch it, and it will be over here. T. It will be this area. We touch it with our tongue, give air, and give sound e, and it will be t. By the way, if we want to have, if we add a little bit more of let's say voice, we will have we will have it correctly. I will explain. There are some other things, and which I will explain a little bit later. Next one sound. It's not t, it's not tu, it's tsu. So the same position, but this time we touch with the front part of the tongue. We touch the teeth. We touch, let the air, then pull back a little bit and give the sound to, and it will be tsu. Just teeth and a little bit above. So that's where we touch with our tip of the tongue like this. We move it there, tsu. Then we have te, which is very easy. Te, we touch from here. We touch this place with the front part of the tongue. Then we let the air go, and it will be te. And the last one, to, the same movement will be. So these two it will be different, but this ta, te, tu, they are the same. Next one, n, very nice sound. the same position, the same focusing, the same decoy, but we move, we touch with the tongue, we touch this hard palate and let the air go into nasal cavity, and we will have a sound o. So we make sound a. It will be na, ni, nu, ne, no. Easy. So it just like this. It touches. There is no need to open. It just moves a little bit up. Here we have a lot of space, but in our tongue it's a matter of millimeters, and then we make it, and let the air go there. So we're done with n. Next, m. Very easy. M. That's the movement. M. Like in English, but with different focusing, with different position of the tongue. That's why it's not like in English. Okay. M, and the same. We give the air. We put the lips together. We give air into the nasal cavity, and we'll have m. Here there will be ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Easy. Next column of sounds. It will be the column which starts with y. To make y, we need to pull a little bit the tongue, the middle of the tongue. We need to pull it over here in this direction. And that's when we will have y. We don't touch it, we let the air go between the tongue and the palate, hard palate. And also we say here it will be ya, then you, this one will be you, it's like you in Ukrainian, you, and this one yo. The sound is very familiar to you. If you say yes, that's the but here it's not with am, only with ya, you, yo, and we need to hold this position, this shape of the tongue. Next, oh, this is the most interesting, because such sound doesn't exist in any foreign language. I don't know. I looked through many books. It doesn't exist in any language. So this is the way we do it. And to make this sound, which sound like r, 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 we need from this position pull up and make a stroke, or yeah, make just one stroke of our tongue against this the hot palate. So it's like touching or sliding here to like this. But from this position we need to that will be correct Japanese sound, because in Japanese they don't have L or R, and they have this very unique, very beautiful sound. And then we add A, and it will be Ra. So the point is just to glide with the tip of the tongue, to glide against this palate, and it will be Ra, Ra. Not the whole thing, don't go on the whole thing, just try a little bit. Ra, Ra, Ri, Ru, Ra, Ri, Ru, Ra, Ru. What's so difficult? And it's so beautiful. Okay, next part. I missed, sorry, I skipped h. Again, sound very close to English, I mean in the movement, because we move the back of the tongue to the soft palate, but we don't touch it. Give air, and it will be ha, he, but not who, but fu. I will explain this. Ha, ho. For us to produce this sound, which is not who, but fu, this is what we do. We just approach our lips. We approach our lips a little bit and give just a, and it will be a and sound u, and it will be fu. We don't touch them together. It's not like f, not like f, fu. So this sound is the brother of this one, because though it is written with W in Romadzi, but it's the voiced f, and but it's not with u but with a, so it will be wa, wakari, wa. So we don't touch lips together. So here it's fu, here it's wa. It's not exactly W, like wa, window, no, window, but in very similar, very close, not as far. We don't put our lips as far in Japanese, but just wa, wakari, watashi wa. You will say this very often. It sounds like almost okay in many sentences. Wa, there is a particle wa. Okay, this sound is exactly the brother of this o. It will be used in different positions. You will read about, but this is exactly like this. It's o, and that's it. A little bit about this one, because there is a lot of confusion. There are two ways to pronounce this sound, and you will read in the books more details. The one way is when we say it exactly like these N sounds. So it's like, okay, with the back of the tongue, we touch this place, we send the air into the nasal cavity, and it will be Usually it's before other voiced consonants. You will have the whole list of them, so you will find it. The other option is when it's in the end of the word and there is no other vowels which turn it into something different. And there are different options in addition to N. Yeah, it's N, N, N. No, excuse me. I explain. No. Let's start from the very beginning. There are two options. One, we read it as N, N frontal with this N frontal. It's here, and it's before certain consonants. I will not mention them here for the sake of time. And the other one is, as explained, it's N, which we have the movement itself. We have in English. It's like sitting. This is the right movement, but with a different tongue shape of the tongue, and with the different focusing. So hon, 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 hon. So it will be nihon, nihon. So this is when we say we have this different sound here. It's like in words in English, but it's a little bit different. Movement is very similar, but the sound is different. Whew. So here we are. If you like this, again, if you like this, okay, before I finish, I will give you one exercise because you need to do something. You know, this is hiragana. We have also katakana, which is a little bit different, but the sounds are the same. I forgot voiced. I forgot something else. Okay, look, if we add to this if we add two little dots, if you write this sound, yeah, here, do you see it? No, you don't see it. Ha ha ha. Okay, what about here? Yes, for example. Op. So if we add two to these little lines, it will be not sa, but za. So we need to add z. It will be like voiced consonant. The movement here is the same. Z. No, not the same. We start with this. We touch the teeth. When we say s, we don't touch the teeth. But z, we touch it. We touch, and then we have za. Here we have it's c, and if we have it voiced again with these two dots, like here, it will be d, d. By the way, this d and this d is the same sound. So just for you not to have confusion. As soon as there is voiced, like this sound, this mark, it will be voiced. It will be d, d, d. So here we move su, zu with these marks. Then se, ze, so, zo. In the middle of the word, it could be not zo or ze, but zo. Za, za, zu, ze, zo. In the middle of the words. And you will read the rules how exactly. I don't want to explain everything just for the sake of time. It's already half an hour. But if there are specific questions, maybe I will make a separate video on this. So how to make, if we have these two sounds with t, for example, t column, and we have these two marks, okay? Let me use this. Okay, with t, so it will be da, da, di, zu, de, do. When we have these two with ha, when we have these two things, two dots, two lines, it will be ba. So ba is very easy to pronounce. Ba, 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 bi, bu, be, bo. But if there is a little circle like this, it will be p, but not p with like with inspiration, but just p. So it will be pa, pi, pu, pe, po. Okay, we have no such signs are not used with m, then with you know, with no. That's it. So we considered everything. Here's one exercise for you, home assignment. So whenever you stop every sound, like during this video, you stop and train, you stop and train, you stop and train, until you understand clearly the movement of your tongue from this position in order to produce one or the other sound. Then we have like a creative exercise for you. You say, for example, here, okay, let me let me portray for you the exercise, but I will show you. From here, for example, or you can start from here, then you go here, ki, then you can go to se, tsu, and ho, mo, you, mu. So, and you can travel like this, and please enjoy traveling like this as long as you want. And you can do the same with hiragana and katakana, and do it please many times a day. Train yourself until you feel you make right movements. You need to imagine well that, first of all, imagine before you make. You can make also this. Just imagine before you make a movement, because we will need this a little bit later, in later stages. Imagine what you do, and then relaxation, execution, relaxation. Relaxation, we start in position, then we do it, then relaxation again. And travel on this chart, sound chart. I wish you enjoyed very much. Okay, God save Ukraine. Bye bye.